Hello, it's Bev. I'm popping in a few minutes early. It gives everybody a chance to kind of come in and say hello. How are you? I'm going to adjust my screen just a tad. So I can be forward on my workspace. Give me a second. That's better. I like that it's clearer for you. And this is the fun card that we're going to be making. I have the two samples. This one meant pulling a little different paper than normal. Hi, Debbie. I want to start and get it going on my computer at the same time so that I can see and also follow when people make comments. So while we're waiting, Deb, I'm going to just explain. If you can tell by this one of these is in a perfect square, and the other one, we did a background, and then we turned it, see, because this is the same here, but I did an extra background, and then I turned this one on the diagonal, and the square ends up here, instead of the diagonal here. So it would be like this one, if it was like this, where the points are going up, but then your card's going the other way. So that's one of the options when you're playing with this. And if you notice, it goes right from pinpoint to pinpoint. It just fits, but it's perfect, and we like it that way. I think Amy just popped in. I don't know who else. Hello, people. I was just saying, if you take notice, this one goes square and this one goes triangle. And we had to add this extra piece back here and put it there and there. Where this one, we just went with the background and then put this directly on. So you can do any way you like, as long as you like it. Oh, there's Suzanne. I know, I love these cards. They turned out really pretty. And you're going to love, I am sneaking into black and white. And this is where I was going to show you. I have a dark and a light. And depending which way or which paper, we can decide. And then I have to decide, I'm going to go black cardstock or gray behind. And then I have to decide what image. Now, I did find a really cute floral image. And this is where I'm going to hold this for 2 seconds. And this is where I think this might not have enough color. It might have to go on this one. And then a black background behind it. So at some point, I'll be honest with you, I'll be making one of each. So I guess we should just pick one and go for it, right? Okay, so I think I'm going to go with this one first, and I'm going to move this one over. And I have my cut board, which is way out of zone. And this is where, once you get going, you can decide. I might even cut some accent pieces. And this is where, on the main thing, I showed it in the perfect square instead of swinging it into a diamond. So we have both, and you will have options. So to make it easy, it said to start with a base. So my base, I am going to go with the white. And since I have 2 sheets here, Yeah, no, I'm just going to cut for 2. So I said to start with a 5.5 by 5.5 and cut a 6-inch square of the double-sided print. So we are going to go 5.5. Got a sticker on my shirt. And 5.5. Now we're going to have to, oh, that's if you, what I've just done is the shape to finish everything. And if I want to use this, otherwise I should have cut my 11 by 5.5 to make me a square base envelope. But I kind of like, I might even just do that and cut this one 5.5. And I can make my base with this one. So I have one to show you. And it would be by 11. So if you're making your, I was thinking I should have got my base out of my drawer, because I do have some. It's okay. If you're starting from scratch, we now have 5.5 by 11 and fold it in half, and I have a base. So one way or the other, I have it. So now, this is where it says to cut a 6-inch square on the double side. So I'm going to go with this one. And actually, you can decide after you cut what you want to play with. And I'm going to cut this one into the second square. And this is where I can make one. You can do one way and one the other way, and then decide what you like, because you still can make the second card at the same time. How's that? That's even better. So now it says to fold them in half and fold them in half again. I'm going to move my front image out of the way. So this is the easy part. It maybe looked like a lot of layers and a lot of things going on, but I told you I'm starting with some that maybe look more difficult than they are. If you have a burnishing tool, it's nice to use it. Keep things really nice and square. And don't forget, when you're done, I love when you come back and share your finished projects with me. So now this one, I'm going to fold the other way. And just a sec. I'm going to go both ways. I cut 2, and I'll play with 2, and hopefully I won't slow you down. Now, it says fold the outer points to the center from all 4 sides. So, a point into your center and fold. Point into your center. And they should be matching up pretty good. You might want to wiggle them just a bit. Yeah, see, I wiggled that one a bit to make it look like a perfect square. Come with the next one. And the last one. And they do go out a little bit, okay? It just depends. I'm going to wiggle the last one. I'm going to slide this one back a smidge, because it definitely, that's better. It throws things off just a tad, but not a lot. And that can be if you cut your paper on the outside edge or the inside edge. And now it says, then bring the inner tip to the outer edge. So the inner tip is the points here, and bring them just to the edge. And fold. Bring it from there to there. And I am going to hopefully do the other one very quickly because I want you to see what your options are. I guess I could have done one sooner and then just worked on the second one. It's more fun to share with you. Okay, give me 2 seconds. So this time I want to go the other way. So hang on. Maybe my squares will go better this time. They are. Much better. Sometimes it's just easy, and another time it's just a little slower. Now, you're going to want, if you're doing a white card base, you have to decide at this point what color we're putting behind. And this is where I've said I might have to play with some gray or something. And this is where I'm going to show you. One of them can go this way, and one of them can go this way. And I'm going to grab my base just so we can see. Well, this one's a little short. I think I'd make a bigger base. Maybe that's what I did. I maybe made a bigger base for this one. So we'll all have to do the square one unless you change out your base. Because that should be a little bigger. So for now, I'm going to go like that, which is fine. And I'm going to go like this. And I have some black handy. And I also have a gray. And see, this is where I might go black first. So we'll cut this one. This is where you can make as many layers as you like. And a lot of times you don't see it until you start putting these prints in front of you. Okay, where's my mark? There it is. It's hard to see black on paper. I know I'm getting old and I wear glasses, but black has been trouble even when I didn't wear glasses. And see, this is where now you can decide what you want to do. And now I'm going to grab a gray. And I think I'm going to leave a little more of the black than I did the white. Multi-layers is fun. And depending what you're working with, I think my computer's spinning a little bit. I hope it doesn't ruin the video. It's actually been doing a few things funny a little bit lately. I might have to be checking it out. And give me a second. Okay, so I did the 5.5. I'm going to try the 6. I wanted to be able to share both with you at the same time, so hang in there. See, this is where this one fits better. So I went to the 6. I did myself a 6-inch. Now we can come back to this one. And this one is the square. And I'm kind of reading from this. So choose a center accent with or without the mat, any shape, as long as it fits the centerpiece. And it says to pop it up. And usually cardstock base mat. And it can be placed there or there. Mats are optional, and other accents and trims. So that totally is open to your discretion. And this is where I am going to show you how I did it. You want it to come in just a little bit and leaves part of the peaks showing. So basically, if you check a square, that's like 2.5 inches, and it should be 2.5. So 2.5 is kind of a base. If you notice on the one, I did circles. Now the other thing I also found this piece of paper, excuse me, and I was thinking, see, even that one might be cool. I think I like it. Or I might be able to, yeah, I know I'm going to go with this one. It's getting a little dark, but that's fine. Now what I'm going to do is cut this out and then decide how I shape from here and check what size it's covering. So whether you come in with an image like this, or if you cut something yourself, see, this one isn't as big. So this is where, if this is here, I like that it's dark. So I think I'm going to go the light gray. And I think I said 2 1/4, right? So for now, I'm going to grab myself a 2 1/4. And this is where, once you lay things down, sometimes I think, oh, that didn't work, I don't like it. Oh, it should have been 2.5. Sorry about that, guys. Guess I could write that on my thing, that you definitely should. You can change it up. The one that I did, see, this really popped color-wise, but on this one, yeah, it pops a bit, except then I put accents on front. But then, see, this is where I went the circle. And for this one, I went the circle too. So this is where I had to make sure. See, that shows more of the paper, which is quite cool. But I'm going to have to catch that edge on both of them. And I like that. And I like this little cutie. And it doesn't matter if it's heavier on one side or the other. Now, should this go? I don't even know what that image is. Oh, it looks like 2 rings. That's kind of cute. That would be great for a wedding card in the black and white. Not sure I like all the stripy stuff, but I like the image. So that's kind of cool. Come back over here. And now, the one thing we do now is, if you have foam and want to pop that outer flap or the inside flap or both, this is where you can decide what dimension you want. And I think I have my nice beautiful roll from Embellish Away. This is the easiest way to do foam, rather than those crazy little dots that you need so many of. So I am going to put just a little piece. And this is where I actually can cut them. Just stick them. Just flip it up and put it in. And if you don't like the fuller card, just don't put this one in the mail. Hand it off. Okay, take the strips off. And this is where it's still up to you to make it thicker or thinner. You would just put a little bit of glue down so that it stays. And this is where you could do no pop up here and glue it down, and then just pop up the little wing piece. There's just too many options on this one. So I'm saying have fun. Yeah, see how it's going to have a nice little pop going? That not everything is flat, flat. I love that. Yeah, just make the squares so they go back down. And while I remember, I'm just going to start reminding people, when you come back to find things, because somebody had trouble, if you come back into the event, live event, and if you look under events, and then open it there, it should open that you can find it easy. And if you want the printable, you hit the, instead of events, you hit the word discussion, and you go to the comments to be able to find your printable. And the other thing to remember is the videos disappear in 30 days. So in the meantime, I'm starting to save them, and I will put them in the Embellish Aways YouTube. I just got accepted in to be a monitor there, or admin, and I will save them to my computer, and then I will save them to YouTube, that you can find them there also. There we go. I'm happy with that. And this is where you also can pop this up, which I like to do. I'm popping things today, people. This card will just have to go to somebody that I hand deliver. You can decide what you like. Now, I don't have much space, so what I need to do, I'm cutting a sliver because I don't want it catching the whole thing inside, because I'm just going to go right to the edge, because it'll catch the outer edge of the part before that was raised up. There, that'll do it. And this is where I'm going to try and decide. I'm happy with that. Now, this one here, I wrapped with the twine. So if you want to wrap with a twine or a ribbon, you can do that. Yeah, see, I can lift that up and put it back in underneath there. Or you can put it on top of that, one way or the other. Lift this up and get it back under. You have to think about all these fun little things before you get going. Whoops. Anytime you're doing any wrapping or brads and things like that, that you have to pierce through or around. Whoop. Give it a little bit of thought before you rush. A lot of times I don't glue everything down right away. You could decide on absolutely all your accents. See, I kind of stopped. And if I had kept going and thought, oh, I want to wrap it, because this goes here. And see, right now, because I haven't glued this down, the wrap could be down underneath all of this right through the center, and you'd have just twine out the side. Or you could go up and down, top to bottom. Another option. And it could be ribbon, and it can be twine, either one. And this is where, somewhere in my stash on my desk somewhere, I'm just going to peek and hope that I don't dump everything on the floor. I know I had. It's not what I'm looking for. I do have my sheet of sentiments. So give me a second. I think I saw some in another pile. I found some. I told you, the easiest way to have sentiments handy. This is my stash bag. And this is where I print them on my computer, because you can change any style you like. I'm trying to get a hold of this one. Yeah, I like those. Yeah, now you have a whole bunch of different things in this fun bag. So I am going, told you that looks like wedding rings kind of. I'm going to put happy anniversary since I happen to have it. If it's too big, I'll have to resize and reprint. But if it goes well. Oh, April. Just so people know, April Jazzy is Lynn. Welcome, Lynn. Good to see you. This is when I say, share your cards, people. That'll look nice. I have to cut it down a little more, but I do like the happy anniversary. And I might go back to a black base. This is where you have to cut it and mount it. I want it skinnier. It's a little harder to get them skinny, but just be patient and go slow. I'm closer on the top, so that's not so bad. But like I said, you can cut them and mount them, and you don't forget you can do them any color if you like. Changing the color of your sentiments is also a very cool thing. Can't find my other tweezers, so I have my backup. So we called this the Origami shadow box because it does go square into a box kind of shape. And the origami is all those fun folds. And we are doing mega layering, which is cool. And like I said, to see one change from this to this is really quite cool too. And that's why I wanted to share with you. Oh, Judy popped in. I hope everybody that's popping in is going to share one, because everybody's will look different when you chose your own paper. And it's exciting to see the dark light, and print and plain. Mine is all just kind of abstract. There, I'm happy with that. I'm going to be okay with that. I can take the papers off. Now the other thing I can do, because this is popping on the outside, it means whatever's in here might sink in a little bit. So I am going to grab another piece, and I'm going to fold it in half because we have a double pop. You don't have to do this. This is where you can decide whatever. Yeah, see, it's either my internet, something has been a little off lately. I hope it doesn't wreck any of my videos. That'll be really upsetting. Okay, I'm going to come in, and it's going to pop up slightly. And see there, it's not going to bounce down because I put that double there. Double because you did one there and one there, so I put two in the center. I like that it's coming up. And see, it's not too thick. It's a little. It's got a little bit of depth going on there. And I'm going to start now with my... And I don't know about you, but sometimes I finish my complete card base, the accent part here, and don't glue it onto my white card base until I'm done, because I have wrecked something in the meantime, and then you lost your base and you had to start all over for the whole thing. So I am just not doing that yet, but I am going to slide it. There we go. I'm going to put it all together on this piece before I go and put it on the card. And also remember, check which way your base opens, because it won't be the first or the last time that you put something upside down and have to fix it or start over. Okay, that's the bottom. I'm trying to keep this all going the right way. Make sure you apply pressure that it's getting stuck in behind where all that popping section is. And my card base is now fine. And remember, if you do those that came in late, instead of the 5.5 base, I had to cut a 6 if you want to angle it on the diamond side. You have to change the size of your base, card base. And like I said, I'm going with Happy Anniversary. And there we go. And this is where, if you have some stickles, some Nuvo, some... I want something pretty because it is an anniversary card, something sparkle. I guess some beads, if you have some pearls. And I do have pearls. And since it's gray and black, I could go with white pearls. This is where you can do whatever suits you to accent the theme of the card that you're making. And as you notice, I always say, just theme it and color it and use your paper. Okay. And I have less white showing. If I wanted more white, I would have had to cut my black base a little bit smaller from the start go. And these can be really stunning. I love them. Now, I think I saw, I have an envelope of miscellaneous, and I'm just going to grab So I have some pearls that are actually round, and then I have some that are in a run, this nice run of pearls, and they actually are half a pearl and they're flat. And they are nice because you have a little flatter option. The other thing I have is pearls that I have to cut apart, and they're bigger. I like the white on this. I have some shiny little silver looking things. Actually, at some point, I would like to... And I'm just going with the flow, people. When I do these cards with you, I don't have everything figured out. And I found a little piece of silver. So I'm going to make a little bow. To make them small, you tie it and then you slide it smaller and smaller and pull tight. And if they're not quite the same, then you pull it again. And you just keep stretching it in between, if you can get it to do that. There, and I'm going to cut. And the little bow can be there. And if I slide it down, I can actually bury it down below that it's not popping out one more layer. And for this, I'm going to add a little piece of two-faced tape and some glue, because the ribbon is really chunky. And I think if I can get it to stick partially, and then take the tape off, that'll be the hard part. Trying to get it off when it's not stuck to anything here. There's always something picky going on, right? That you have to get underneath. I was playing with washi tape the other day, and it was driving me crazy. Oh, there I go. Yeah, because the tape won't show. And I want a little bit of glue out on the floppy parts, just a tad. And sometimes I put a little bit on the end. I never know if they'll unravel. You just never know what you got. Now I'm going to try and slide that down under. There. Okay. And that is coming undone a little. I want to stick glue. You never know. That's okay. And like I said, if you can buy these pearls, I don't even know where I got them. And they come in runs. I just cut the joiners apart like that. And I'm going to put one on every corner. 1, 2, 3, 4. And try and cut the extra little joiner off. There it is. I was going to say I lost one. And I think I would like them right there in the center of the square. Oops. Too much glue on my fingers. It's picking it back up. I saw somebody that had one of those really nice pencil looking things that picks out beads and stones. I think it would be awesome to have one of them. I'm not even sure what they call them. We'll have to check if they're available. There. So I'm happy with that. Looks good. And like I said, the only thing I'm going to pay special attention to then is if you are turning it this way, if I rewrite it on the instruction sheet and replace the original, it'll say revised. I always, if I make revisions, I share that with you so you know that there was some change done, because this still just fits. So this is where I went with that different background. Now, just out of, hang on, if I want to grab, I want something strong, but I want something, this is where, there, see? And this is where I don't even have to do black back there if I don't want. I could do black and then the print. Oh, my finger picked up that stone, or the pearl. There we go. If you are just finishing off on your cards, just hang in, and I'm just going to quickly do some fun things. And if you're busy and have to go off and do supper or something, then I want to thank you for joining me. I've had so much fun. And like I said, it's even more fun when you come back and share your finished cards. I look forward to seeing them. There we go. And see, now this is where I might like, it would be hard. I'm going to cut this, and it's going to be weird. Because I am only going to cut it the same. It means that like a smidge is 4.5. I'm just going to try it. And I'm not sure if we can squeak it in on this. It's either that or you cut one that's bigger and you cut it away at the corners only. See, this is where we could go the reverse. This is what I'm just wondering here. This is where if I want to change black there. See what I mean? Isn't that cool? That's kind of cool. So I measured the same as this was, and I put the reverse. So that can't be stretched anymore, but just put it that we have another tab corner hanging out. I hope you like that idea. This is where, like I said, just take your time and switch things out and make them work for you. And I'm pushing this down a little different. There we go. Yeah, see, I like that better. That is cool. I like it. See, I can put my gemstones or whatever in the black instead of way out there. You could be going black and then this and then black and then this. And now this one, I'm just going to peek. I'm going to cut something a little different. And I'll just do it quickly and roughly so I don't tie you up. This is where I try and encourage you to think of different things. This could go up and down, but it definitely would have to have, I think I would do a gray background to pop it off, either the white or the black. And that way you don't have to go circle or square. You can go long or go sideways this way. So you could go with ovals and it still leaves your pretty color. So that is cool. And I don't know, when you fussy cut, remember to turn the paper. I do the scissors too, but it's easier to not move the scissors as much as the paper. I know people have said they struggle, and I thought, yeah, like if I was trying to do all this with my hand, you keep the scissors fairly firm and you turn the paper. Now the other thing is, if you're going into a groove, sometimes it's just as easy, if it's a deeper one than this, is to go in and make a V to get the extra piece out. So I hope those that don't like doing fussy cutting, take a look and take a note. Are you moving the paper more than what you are your scissors? I think it makes a big, big, big difference. How's everybody doing? Is somebody going to have theirs done to share with me? I would like that. I always make one or two after we're done the class because I probably made the original like a week or two ago. And I like to have 3 or 4 or 5 of all these different fun cards. So I don't just make the one in class with you. I make a few more. Yeah, see there? We're going to get the full detail of this. And there's an in and out to start. And this is where I have 2 shades of gray. So I'm going to grab 2. I think. It's funny when they're close. Oh, that one's the same. And this is where I'm going the darker. I want it to show. But it's not black, and it just will give you that little bit of something different. Oh, good. Suzanne's got one. She's going to share with us, right? And don't forget to go the bigger card base if you want to try angling it the other way. And don't be afraid to change up your accents. They can be images, they can be shapes, they can be absolutely anything you want. So I'm gluing this down on a different shade, and then I'm going to have to fussy cut again. And I like to get it off the big piece. You don't want to be playing with this, often gluing them down. Lets you know how much paper you need. And then just cut. You cut a shadow edge. And see, I'm turning the paper more than the scissors a little bit because you have to make a round edge. But it definitely is easier. Lots of fun, eh? I really like, I was going to say, the samples I showed you, I pushed a lot of, there was plaid. Something with plaid on the background or different lines than the images out the front. Always works out pretty cool. I was just in the mood. I was playing with black and white, and it called my name to do the same on this. I kind of like that, see? And if this goes this way, and the gray's popping enough, and if I put the stones there, and if I grab my, I'm trying to find my extra words. I'm running out of words. I have a few, just not, I would like it darker. I'm going to have to find my other ones that I have. I did some in a lighter tone and some in medium, and I've used up all my darks. So I don't think I will print as many in the lighter shades. I find I'm not using them as much, that I like the darker ones. Okay. Well, if you're still playing with yours, I can't see there. I will just stay on, and I'm just going to grab a whole bunch of my pop-up foam. And I'm going to do the same thing in behind and out front. And if I finish and have the two of them beside each other, it'll be great to see the different designs. And I definitely will do a revision of sizes to add a little more info for you. And it will say revised. You don't have to reprint. Just get your original print and handwrite the extras that I add into your printable. So you have all the things you need. Because I'm hoping that once you've done some of these, that it becomes second nature and you will be able to okay, Jude. I reversed it to get away from the base, but I will show you what you're talking about, I think. See, this is where I did that because I wanted this. And see, you want me to change, yeah. I still like what I have going here. Because see, this is where I didn't do this because it sticks out past the ends. If it has to be bigger to show, because that goes right to the ends as it does. Like I said, there's too many options, right, people? So pick and choose what you like. Yeah, see, I want to pull that in here. Okay, take the sticky off. You mean this background one, Jude? Yeah, no, see, then you'd have to cut it. You'd have to cut it off, but you could do that. This is like I said, you can go like this, and like this, and cut these off. That's how many options you have. Just go crazy. The lacy looking one, this one. Yeah, no, it can go anywhere you want. This was what I was looking at, and this is what caught my eye. So I'm going to stick with it because I want it different than the other one. Okay, do your stickies. Thanks, Lynn. Yeah, Judy, too many options. I hope everybody shares a different option, and then we can all see what's going on and how we like it. Okay, so I pop that. These go in the garbage. And I'm going to put a pop dot in the center, just so it doesn't get buried behind. The pop-ups are cool. I want it going this way. And that can, yeah, it could be floating. Or I'm going to put a fine thin pop-up. It's just harder to do it when it's so skinny. Skinny will do. There we go. And it should be able to have a little bit of glue right into that section. So a little bit of glue into here. You're talking about this crazy thing. Not sure, or you mean that one? I don't mind what I'm looking at. I'm just going to leave it. There we go. Here. And the pop-up is on the side and there. And the glue should catch through here. Oh, I changed them once, Jude. I kind of liked, well, I see what you're saying, but I don't mind it. Yeah, I'm not worried about it, Jude. I'm going to make some more with these funny papers, and I'll wangle a different one another way. But for now, I want this one down there, because that's where it's crooked on me. So I can put my sentiment on top. Your folds have to be 100% on, which sometimes, like I said, if you get one inside the line, one on the line, and one outside the line, you can have just a slight discrepancy from everything that's going on. This has to go right edge to edge though, because it's right out all the way. There is no spare room. I like it. I like it. Now, just out of curiosity, no, I'm not going to do that one. I have a different one, but I don't think I have a big piece of it. And I think I would like to use it on I will have to go digging in my stash, I think, because I don't see it in this miscellaneous bag. Of course not. When you want it, you can't find it. But I know which one I'm looking for. So I will come back after and share my finished cards after I put the sentiment, which I want a darker one, and also the stone that I'm looking for to finish this one up. But I want to thank you for joining. It was great fun. And I think I have Tuesday and Thursday next week planned. If anybody would like to do something at night, do me a favor and tell me what time at night, within reason. And people like Debbie are 2 hours behind us. And if Vicky plays, she's an hour. And Anne's 2 hours behind. So we definitely have to just watch our supper hours. And then during the day, it's pretty easy. Just not early morning or anything. So, or on a weekend, if somebody really wants to try something at some point, just let me know and we can maybe try something different once in a while. Thanks again. Enjoy your day.